Hi Cancer, and welcome to your April 2020 reading. Thank you so much for being patient. I will leave all my links down below. Please check out my Patreon, my website, my Instagram, and my Facebook. I am doing every other month a free service for you guys, whether it be a Reiki session, which I'm doing this month as a group, or doing live video feed or a reading or something like that. I will hopefully insert the beginning of this video what I have going on here, why I'm using what I'm using today. But I am using The Animal Spirit by Kim Krans, and also The Fairy Forest by Lucy Cavendish. And I'm going to try to keep these under 20 minutes because I know you guys got things to do. But, you know, I might see angel numbers, I might not. I might see animal guides, I might not. But I just kind of wanted to go ahead and get started. And always leave comments down below, whether it's about the video or not. If you have requests, I will love to hear from you. And I will reply as soon as I can. I always reply to everybody. And check out Patreon, like I said, if you want to pay like a fourth of what you would going through my website. It's a low monthly fee. And you get a lot of content. You get behind the scenes, vlogs, channeled messages, one-on-one healing, one-on-one readings, along with group content as well. And I'm pretty active on that. I try to do something every day, if not 2 or 3 times a week. So I'm just going to go ahead and these cards are popping out. So I'm seeing the angel number 1314. 67, which is interesting. And we have recovery, comeback, revival. So Cancer, this is about, I'm hearing trauma recovery. I don't know what's going on, and I apologize for whatever you've been through. April is going to start feeling as if your answers have been heard, and even maybe not in the way that you expect. You will get some sort of blessing or some sort of new friendship or new, it doesn't have to be a mentor. It could just be someone that doesn't turn their back on you. And I feel like it has to do with a lot of friendships and a lot of deep-rooted emotional trauma. So that's a good thing. I feel like this month, Cancer, is really the nurturing that you've really needed for some time. And even though you might feel alone, you might feel isolated, that you're heard. And there is people out there that are truly willing to share their gifts with you without anything expected back. And I feel like a lot of you have pushed people away, and that really did care about you and really need you, and you need them. And it's a very comforting energy. I feel like it will be rediscovered. And even if it's not reconnecting to an old flame or old friendship, or even, you know, reconnecting with a twin flame, there is going to be that familiar energy of feeling wanted and needed and getting the respect that you deserve finally. A lot of you have been dealing with what Spirit's showing me as a lot of psychic attacks, and some of that unfortunately has came from your own shadow, has came from your own fears, trauma. I'm seeing like soul going out of your body trying to protect itself, and the shadow part of it is, it's kind of, you fed the negativity of it so much that it became this negative entity, and it just kind of attacks you and attacks people in your life, which is very strange to say. I don't know why this is coming out. I don't really necessarily subscribe 100% to hexes, curses, karmic retribution in a way that, you know, someone unknowingly and unknowingly is attacking you, but it kind of seems that way. I do feel like this month you're going to get the answers and solutions. You will get the comfort that you're deserving. But there is some, spirits telling me, some of you, not all of you, you have done things that hurt other people unknowingly, and you will be presented with that. It'll come up in your life. It may has already started, and you're going to, and I feel like crying because a lot of you need to cry. You need to let it out. You need to understand that sometimes we make enemies when we don't have to, and we make enemies with ourselves. And it's not because, it's like your soul has been so hurt in many lives, and it's almost like people will see spiritually that, oh, they're negative, they're just bad people. This is, you know, they've kind of created this their own self. But yes and no, because I feel that the awareness isn't there. And once the awareness comes, that sticky energy that's surrounded your aura will deplete. It will start to dissolve, and it can go back down into the earth and be restored as nutrients and not necessarily as poison. Because it might be a poison to you, but it could be, you know, something to something else, something more rich. So Cancer and April, there is a lot of important messages and a lot of important endings and beginnings. And you've been in a transition time. You've been, what Spirit's showing me is like in a hamster wheel. You just keep going through the same cycles, and it's bad. But you can get off that wheel and understand that some of the karmic stuff is because you're not willing to release and let go and pause and let things work themselves out instead of trying to do it yourself, you know, or wanting to speed it up. Because actually what Spirit's telling me is some of you think you're speeding it up, but actually you're making it longer because you're not allowing things to unravel the way they should, and you're winding it up more and more. The energy, the entity, the shadow self, the whatever it might be, okay? So that's very important. It's a very spiritual time for you. Of course, it goes with a little bit of frustration, but it's worth the work, and it's worth working for it and stepping back a little bit, because you've just been lashing out, lashing out, and it's tiring. You know, you're not resting. And this is why you're so tired in your soul, is because you are not understanding that it's a two-way street, and that you're not seeing your light. You're only focusing on the things that went wrong, and that is very hard to swallow and digest. And I know, because I do the same thing. We all do this. We all are, you know, focused on the negative because that's the way our brains are wired, but we can rewire. Just really listen to that. And I would suggest working a lot with lavender and clary sage for essential oils for you as this time of getting this recovery and allowing this energy to recover instead of feeling like you got to put so much input into it. The work that you're needing to do is more of observing and reflecting more than engaging and reminiscing, okay? Because that is part of your recovery, is to relax and allow people to help you that are really worth helping you. And you have humor, perspective, and mirth. So things are going to be changing. You're going to have some humor. You're going to have some people in your life that make you see things differently. Maybe it's, someone that you kind of flushed down. Crapper, really. But they might actually be coming back in your life to reestablish this humor and this perspective that you have needed. You need to listen to that person and not take it to heart to where they're attacking you. They're really trying to be constructive. Then you have sacrifice, offerings, and decision. What?
Sorry, going back to the town.
Okay. And this is saying that you've sacrificed a lot. But when I see this, perhaps you're offering and sacrificing to an energy that you're not aware of. What I mean by that, I'm getting a pain in my stomach, and it's weird because my past friend, well, I don't know if she'll watch this or not, but I feel like I'm channeling a message to her, and she might still, you know, not agree with me, but this is saying that you, again, you're feeding into a lot. I mean, just everyone that's Cancer. I'm not just specifically trying to connect with this person. This just came out like from spirit, and I'm seeing again, we're paying attention, we're focusing, we're sacrificing to things that it's like we can't really get a hold of this person we want so badly, or this opportunity, or whatever it might be. Help, support, waking people up, waking ourselves up, because again, we're using our mind, and I just see cycling backwards or jumping to conclusions. We're not present. That's making our third eye closed. That's making our solar plexus feel like we're victim. That's making us offer to these energies that are not positive. We're offering all of our energies to this black hole, to the dead energies, or the fear energies. And it's kind of making me want to cry because it's frustrating. You don't see it because you live it every day, and it's just, you can't see the light. But it is there. There's good news that something will awaken you, or you will awaken yourself, and everything will start clearing itself. And Cancer, April is about recovery in more ways than one, you know, and once you start working with trying as hard as you can, no matter what's going on outside, what's going on externally, or maybe internally, you just focus on what would be an offering that someone can give me, or I can give myself, that would make me feel worthy, that would make me feel like I'm a goddess, like I am recovering from all this. And like it could be imagining a white tulip, you know, a friendship, of romance, of purity in your life, and just meditating on that, getting a picture, lighting a white candle, whatever that is, you need to focus on that. If you do use black or different colors, you need to imagine, especially if you use black, Spirit's showing me using the black as a harnessing of dissolving the unknown, and in a way that it can be a little bit more clear so that you can have prophecy, or thinking of the dark as a gift of good surprises. Because if you're going to focus on necessarily banishing or negative energy, you might accidentally draw that in unknowingly, because you've just been feeding that negative mindset for so long that, again, it's almost like you are creating a monster, okay? So offer something good to yourself. keeping your mind clear. That's going to create a better vibration for you, and it's going to really recover a lot of your life. And I'm not saying this is all your fault, guys. I'm really not. Some people's really crapped on you, and I apologize. But again, they're going to start seeing where they went wrong. They might actually approach you, and even if they don't, you're going to feel a sense of like less defensive energy around you. And that's going to make you relax more. And that's going to make you feel like these energies are starting to finally become fresh. You know, it's not going to be stuck in the mud energy like you've been feeling for so long. So then we have Stingray. And this was in going this way. And so that's the recent past that, you know, you feel like your chakras have been zapped, empty. You know, you just don't know how to ground. You try and you feel like the first thing that could set you off does, you know, or you feel like someone you try to distance yourself from comes back and irritates you. You've put your boundaries down. They're not listening. It's all about them. Whatever. What you need to do, Spirit's telling me, is to focus in on, they're showing me almost kind of like when you get your eyes checked and, you know, it comes together and you got to tell them stop, right? Think of your spiritual body or the effect. Let's say for an example, you feel like your soul kind of left your body in a way, or part of it. Imagine your chakras are healing from both realms or both parts of yourself. Keep working, you know, keep working on them. Keep visualizing that it's coming back, that you don't have to worry anymore, that the worst is gone, and you can rekindle, you can establish that connection, and you can really integrate them back without fear. And that will eventually come upward and you will feel whole again. Because again, it's realigning something in your life. You know, some of you might think it's realigning with another person, but I feel like it's a part of you that comes out when you're around that person. And so when you realign in your mind and you meditate and you think and you ponder and you think of the chakras, you're healing that person's chakra. And you're healing your present self and you integrate them. You know, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's kind of a lot of shadow work, I feel, and a lot of trusting that you're whole no matter what. And again, once you come back to yourself, everything's going to come back into play. Things will be more clear. Getting dust bunnies out, and I see Spirit sweeping things out. So, you know, a lot of you might need like a spiritual cleansing. You know, whether you do it yourself or through someone else. And again, you don't have to be perfectly aligned. Don't feel like you got to be on each other. You know, if you're feeling yourself come closer and closer to feeling like you are repaired and healed again and in recovery, that's going to raise the vibration. That's going to help a lot. Then you have Turtle in reverse. So again, I feel like it's saying that you've been in this slow movement for a long time, that things will start speeding up. If you feel like you have had to really grow a backbone and it has to be present, it has to be aware, you have to be defensive in order to stay safe, that might be some of the defensive energy you're feeling. It might be, you know, causing a lot of stress in your body, mind, and spirit. So again, try to soften up in this isolation. If you need to cut off media or whatever, to really just act like you're Like, they're showing me, Cancer, they're showing me kind of like, Gilligan's Island. Like, really, really allow that energy to come in so that you can enjoy the sand under your feet, or the weather, or how you're feeling now, and not necessarily how you feel about something in the past or something in the future. What do you feel now? It's really going to start making more sense once you get more present. And it's really hard to stay present, so do as much as you can to stay present. Then you have, in going this way, so it's recent, future, horse. So horses, to me, Cancer, is all about understanding your emotions regarding yourself, not necessarily where that emotion can take you and how it's affecting someone else, how you're feeling. So let's say, you know, how children get attention, or even when you are telling a fib to get someone to say, oh, I need you, you can't leave. I'm not saying you do that, but just saying for an example that you're feeling it for yourself. You're feeling it to be inspired and to really work through it. And again, it's showing the crescent moon on the third eye. So understanding the phases in your life and how you feel about the phases of your life without influence is really important in the future, because that, again, is going to connect you to a more stable vibration. And that's really going to help this fresh beginning. Yeah, you might still be unsure about things in your life. You still might be upset about some things in your life, or you still might be frustrated at some things in your life, but you're not going to dwell on it to the point of getting in that black hole. You're starting to see it as the process of recovering. It's not the dead end sign that it once was. It's scenery on the way to a new start, you know, and it's becoming less and less trigger for you. Then you have Shark. So again, when I see this, I saw, like, you know, blood. So again, in the near future, focus on your power. Focus on your legacy, your imprint, your individuality, and how important it is and how valuable it is. And if people can't see that, then make damn sure you know it. Because if you're gonna depend on someone else to see that for you, you're going to get hurt. You're going to be probably manipulated, because you're almost playing a game with yourself, and you know the person might not be giving you what you deserve, but you keep hoping, you keep waiting to do something or say the right thing or be the right person to keep this person in your life, but it's not worth it. So really be protective of yourself for once, but not in a way that makes you feel like you have to be vindictive or after revenge to make things right. You know, it has to be, no, I'm not going to allow that to happen again. Please go on your merry way, and I'm going to go on mine. You know, it's about releasing with a blessing, and not necessarily releasing and then waiting for the energy to be shown to you that they got what they deserve, sort of energy. But that might come too, again, but not in the way that you think. And it's, again, I feel like this very, you guys really need to focus on your solar plexus, because I get a lot of pain talking about this. Really take care of your solar plexus, please. This is a time in April, Cancer, to really focus on your well-being as much as you do other people. And it's hard when you got to take care of other people, I understand, but focus on your happiness as much as you can. And then you have Otter. So this is in the near future, and I feel like this is just saying that, Cancer, it's about understanding that your emotions can be something you enjoy, and you can use it as a conduit for spirit. You can use it as a conduit for your spirituality, your love life, your everything. You can backfloat, you can enjoy, you can bask in it. But don't get so, it's funny, but it's not, because it's serious. And Spirit's showing me an otter, like, looking down, like, instead of laying on his back and enjoying it, he's putting his face down into the water. And he's almost drowning himself, trying to figure out what's down at that bottom. Am I going to get that treasure? Is that person going to see me that's, you know, swimming down there? They're so focused on not really getting through the emotion, but seeing the tangibility of what I feel needs to have like a tangibility for other people to see. So for an example, I'm very angry and I am vindictive and I want to see that person get their karma. You know, you can drown in that. You know, it can poison yourself. Or feeling as if I've been suffering so much. I want, you know, I want everything that I should have had in that moment to be given to me now. And again, it's just something that is not going to help you. It's going to suffocate you. So backflow, allow these emotions to be a compass and not so much an anchor, okay? I hope this makes sense. I'm sorry it went over 20, but I feel like there was a lot of great messages here for you, Cancer. If you don't think it resonated with you, I understand. This was a very heavy message. And again, I keep burping because it's really, you guys really need to watch your digestive system. And please watch your solar plexus. Don't let people take advantage, but also don't be being the one that cracks the whip when it doesn't need to be. You know, don't be so hard on yourself or hard on other people. Really just allow this time to be a compass and a time of recovery rather than who's right and wrong, you know, because that's really just going to keep you running back and forth, and you're not going to get off that wheel of fortune, you know. It's going to be the same thing. You're not going to, you know, allow change to happen. So I hope this makes sense. I hope it resonated. I hope it wasn't too negative, but I had to say what I had to say, what Spirit told me to, you know, to say. Love and blessings. I hope you stay safe. Please leave comments, questions down below, and I'll talk to you later.